Are we ready? Oh, may I just finish making this salt solution? It's for my pickles and I'm already late getting them made. There. That should be enough. Now, you have my complete attention. Hello. My name is Hannah Glass. Yes, the actual Hannah Glass, in person. Marvellous, isn't it? And I have come to save you all from this terrible plague with a very special potion. As you are, of course, aware, I am the author of The Art of Cookery Made Plain and Easy, first published, to great acclaim, in 1747. I imagine you all have well-used copies in your households. What? I see puzzled faces. You do not have my book? No wonder you look so pale and wan. Why, some of you look like a death's head upon a mop stick. What are you eating? You do know that mine is the most successful book of its type ever written. There were over 40 editions published. Oh, yes. Your Jamie Olivers and Mary Berries have nothing on me. It was popular as far as the American colonies. Why, even after my death, they kept on printing more and more editions. I must say, I am shocked. I am, after all, a local girl, brought up here in Northumberland. I would have expected more loyalty. What short memories you have. Well, I shall tell you a little of myself, so that you know to value my advice. I was born in London in 1708 to a wicked wretch of a mother and a wonderful father. Fortunately, my father, Isaac Allgood, a distinguished Northumberland landowner, whisked me away as a babe in arms to our estate near Hexham. I was brought up by his wife as one of the family. I was well schooled and loved by my family. I was indeed the happiest of children and saw myself as a true Northumbrian. May I beg your indulgence? I must just test this solution before I go on. One moment. In fact, since you are obviously not great cooks, this will be a useful little lesson for you. When you make pickles, you must be sure to have your salted water just right. And the way to know this is to see if it will bear an egg. Too little and your egg will drop. Too much and your egg will lie as on a bed. Just right and the egg will simply float. My Aunt Margaret Allgood had many excellent pickling recipes in her household book. I loved to watch her cook test the pickling water. Oh, it was a moment of great excitement for us as children to see if the egg would float, and when it did, we gave a great huzzah! I believe the family has given her recipe collection to the Northumberland Archives. You could ask to see it. Huzzah! My water is perfect. Now, I shall set that aside and prepare the base for my potion. Pay close attention. Time is not our friend here, so I shall talk as I prepare. I hope you're all in good health, despite your corny-faced looks. You are? Good. But I must warn you, we can take nothing for granted these days. That is why I want to offer you this very special recipe at no charge. It is my own highly effective recipe against the plague. I have used it myself, as did my husband and all of our children. I sent it to my aunt in Northumberland, and she distributed the potion to her entire household. It's all in my letters. They too are in the archives. Do look at them. Now, listen carefully. This could save your life. Take a handful each of rue, sage, mint, lavender, and wormwood. Oh, and some rosemary. Strip them from their stems and bruise them in a mortar. In my day, most cookbooks were written by men for professional cooks. The recipes were difficult, rich, and French. I saw the need for a simpler cookbook, plain and easy, as the title tells you, for the less educated servant. It would give exactly the methods for making and presenting a dish fit to bring to the table of a new middle-class household. I took into account the poor kitchen equipment they might have. So if a servant had no scales, I would say, as much as will sit upon a sixpence. Let me show you. There. Oh, by the way, can you see how I am bruising my herbs? Do not thump them like a great galoot. Be gentle, so that you may release their potency rather than driving it off. There is another thing you should know. A good cookbook should contain remedies against common illnesses. These are, like the cooking recipes, passed down from cook to cook and household to household, so they are perfectly tried and true. Oh, good. My herbs are ready. Now to make the potion. Add your herbs, well bruised, into a stone pot. Mind you use a stone pot. Glass will not do, for the light will change the confection. Add a gallon of white wine vinegar. Seal the pot tightly, as I have done here. Leave it sitting on warm wood ash for 8 days. Any warm place will do if you do not normally keep a fire burning. After 8 days, strain the potion and put it into bottles. Add 1/4 ounce of camphor, if you do not have scales, as much as will fill a brass thimble. And a little more. Cork the bottles. This is your potion. It is not for drinking. You must wash in it and dab a little, like scent, near your nostrils and face. Put some on your mask. Or carry a sponge soaked in it in a little bag and sniff at it when out shopping or going about your business. Some robbers who regularly stole from the houses abandoned by the sick used this potion and never caught a fever. Oh, don't worry. They're dead now. Oh, but not from the plague. Hanged. Now, do we not all feel safer knowing that method? I think that recipes are like food itself, made for sharing. I collected many from my family and from households I worked in when I was first married. Every household of any importance had a big book in the kitchen, and each new cook for cooks are temperamental and do tend to leave in the huff. Each new arrival would add to it. And if Milady were visiting another household, she might beg a recipe from their cook to add to her own kitchen's repertoire. Do you have a family recipe book? Ah, some are nodding, others not. But I'm sure you all have a special family recipe. You know the type of thing. Aunt Ella's rhubarb jelly, scribbled on a scratty piece of paper and stuck in the pages of a printed book. Or Uncle Geoffrey's special fish pie, with a list of substitutes when cod is not available. We all have those old favourites passed through the generations. And if you don't, well, now is as good a time to start as any. So I pray you, would you send me your special favourite recipes? And then Northumberland Archives can keep them as they have mine. Why, we could make a whole new book. Northumberland Recipes by Northumberland People. Oh, would that not be a grand thing to come out of this terrible time? And a great credit to our county. Oh, and will you add the story behind the cook who made the recipe? Or perhaps a little reminiscence about what you liked about it? And if you have made it and might send a picture, that would be a wonder indeed. Now, I must finish my pickles. But I hope to receive your recipes, which I promise to show with the name of the sender. Meanwhile, keep applying the potion against the plague. Keep safe. Goodbye.